Okay, I'm Bob Addis. I'm from Cohoes, New York, which is up near Albany, New York. I support crews from up above Burlington, Vermont. They drive the motorhome and the trailer. And the bike is a 1923 Nira-car.
A 1923 Nira-car.
Yes, sir.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, some people have seen them in museums. One guy just told me he rode one, but most people say they've never seen one moving. They've never seen one
That
run.
is awesome.
So it's all right.
How long have you been working on this bike?
I've had it just about a year, and really we started working on it right before the Cannonball to get a lot of bugs out of it right before the Cannonball.
It's really different. I mean, they were really thinking, show how the front end works.
Certainly.
And the steering.
That's hub-centered steering. I call it a universal joint. Somebody's going to correct me, but there's a bearing down in there. It turns around. Of course, hub-centered steering says that you can't have a front brake. I guess unless you put your foot out there somehow.
So there's no front brakes.
No front brake. Got a rear brake.
It's amazing bike. Now, how many horsepower is this
It's
bike?
right around 3 horsepower in the top speed. Yesterday I had a great day. We had a tune, got the timing advanced a little. I was running 33 miles an hour against the headwind, and that's amazing. That's a good.
That is good. I rode a mini bike to Sturgis, and I know all about. When you're dealing with that little horsepower, you can tell. You can really tell.
There's one other significant thing you ought to know, that in 1922, Cannonball Baker was fascinated. He saw one of these at a bike show. I think it was Chicago. When he got back to New York, he wrote the factory and said it wasn't going to be a speed run, but he wanted to take one across country. So they gave him a new 1922 Nira-car. He started out in New York City in October, went through the mud of the Midwest, over the Rockies and snow and ice in November, and got into Los Angeles with no problem. The only modification he made was he wanted the handlebars reinforced. You can see the main shape of the handlebars. In honor of him, I put 2 crossbars across, and then I said, hey, that's a good idea. I got to hang all this equipment on there.
And they didn't have the crossbars?
Sometimes some of the British ones had crossbars. They were made in the U.S. from 22 to 27, more or less. And then under patent, they were made in Britain about 22 to 28 or 9.
And this is the 1 cylinder coming up.
That's correct.
And it has a transmission?
Yeah, it's a friction drive. Right here is a flywheel going around this way, and there's a friction drive going in. It's very much like a rototill or a snowblower. Depends on what part of the country you're from. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
But there's a rubber material rubbing against the brass flywheel. And if you're in close, you got your lower speeds for hill climbing. And when you're out, by pushing it here, then you're on the, that's the cruising speed. You're on the outside of the hub, the flywheel. That's your mass speed. So that's our immediate concern, is how much friction material we got. We worry about one thing at a time.
It's a Nira-car.
It's not a car.
Not a car. Nira-car. I love it. It's awesome. I have to say, this is the most unique bike of the Cannonball, and I'm glad it caught up. Good luck, and I'm going to try to catch some shots of you out there riding.
All right. Thank you, Beaner.